What a nice team.
From the 33, here's second down and 7. They fake the handoff. Now Tua. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one. Force the incompletion. Now allow him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A gain of 19 and picking up the first. So opening drive, 3rd down, they go with a slant. It works.
And I'm wondering when the league's going to figure it out because everyone throws it on 3rd down. You expect pressure, so you want the ball in the hands of the quarterback quickly. It's a 3-step route ordinarily, and you're throwing it where you see the receiver breaking towards you. So it's an inside route. Everyone likes it, and it's executed very well.
And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
He's got a man. It's his fullback. A 5-yard pass on the heels of a 5-yard run. Good enough for the first. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for? Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Options galore here. 2nd and a few inches. Off of play action. Tagovailoa. And that one off the mark behind him. Incomplete.
Man coverage is certainly a staple of their defense, and it's built for plays like that, forcing that incompletion.
8th play of this opening drive coming up. This is 3rd down. They'll run for it with Achane. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. 4 yards on the pickup, good enough to extend the drive. In motion, Hill. On 1st down, back to Achane. He'll get this down to the 21, just on the edge of the red zone.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know you're trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
And they'll come up 2nd and 7. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. It's caught. Smith. And they just keep marching right along. 1st down on a pickup of 8 there. Well, whatever script they put together for this offensive drive, Charles, seems to be working. I'm curious to see if this defense will make any adjustments here.
Things certainly going according to plan, aren't they? I mean, the way they're advancing the football, it's like they're on the practice field having one of their better days. But instead, it's game day, and they're moving the ball downfield with purpose.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the plays we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
Tua going to throw. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Rashawn Gary in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
We'll talk about a rhythm breaker right there. They've been moving the ball well. Drive had started beautifully. That one's going to hurt.
So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a 3rd and long. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. And this pass broken up. And the contact well-timed there, and now 4th down.
I like what they tried to do there, tried to hit him with something quick, get the ball in his hands, and hope he could make some yards after the catch and pick up a 1st down. Weren't able to do so on that play.
Sanders' kick is good, and the opening drive for the Dolphins yields 3. And all in all, a pretty decent opening drive, Charles. Pretty balanced. They had the passing game going and the rushing attack, too.
I would think they have to be happy with that start because you get your ground game going, which means your offensive line and your runners are pretty happy, and then you get your aerial attack going as well. So your quarterback and receivers have smiles on their faces. Now both up to speed, awaiting their next possessions for this game. They can't wait to get started again.
Love going to break the huddle, lead the Packers up here 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. First rep of the game for Josh Jacobs. 5 yards on the carry, good pickup on 1st down. This defense for the Dolphins, they were strong last week, CD, and that went over New England.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, what do you do now when you go into a game? Do you decide you can't throw the ball? Do you try and run it more? Or do you tell your quarterback, make sure you see your guys open before you deliver?
From the 34-yard line, here's 2nd and 5. Out of the shotgun, it's Love. Short throw, he's got Kraft. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. The Packers at 9-2 to start play. Charles, they were losers last time. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one. Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and, of course, foot dragging.
A little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
To throw now, here's Love. He finds his man, complete. That's Reed. And he is across midfield from 149 to the other 49, a gain of just 2. Back for the second quarter in Green Bay. It's the Packers in possession of the football as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. They will throw again here with Jordan Love. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And a great return here gets this one all the way down to the 26-yard line. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. They'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does. Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on 1st down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line, 2nd and goal. Achane not going anywhere. He'll lose a couple back to the 6. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
And now 3rd and goal coming up, the loss on 2nd down. That just means this crowd's going to get even louder, and they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort them to join them in the effort.
Solo left side.
2 and now, 3rd and goal. Steps away to his left. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Tua Tagovailoa, a 6-yard touchdown run. And the Dolphins are able to stretch out their lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead grows to 10-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Jacobs going to try the middle. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Here's Love. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Jacobs. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. So the completion good for just 3. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. On 3rd down, here comes Jacobs. And he's brought down short. 2 yards there, needed 4.
But forget knowing where the 1st down line was. This defense created their own line of scrimmage. They won every battle up front, and a lot of times that is one-on-one. And if you win your one-on-ones enough times, your defense is going to be pretty good. They had more people to the football and snuffed out the play.
The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2.
Let's go.
Love looking to throw it. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. The conversion is successful with a sizable gain of 13, and the decision to go for it looks like a smart one. So they convert on 4th, and now from just outside the 30, here's 1st and 10. Throwing. Love. He'll get this underneath to Jacobs. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another 1st.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Tucker Kraft, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Packers have got it back to within a score. McManus's point after is good. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. As mentioned, this one of the hottest teams in the NFL, riding that winning streak into this one, but now playing here on Thursday night. Do you think that this helps or hurts their momentum?
Well, ordinarily, I'd say it hurts the momentum because now you get that short week. But when a team's playing as well as they are, it actually allows them to down focus and only worry about themselves and less about their opponent. So when you're playing well, you just worry about the things you're doing well and let the opponent deal with that.
And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. Looking to pass. Tua. This one complete to Jalen Waddle.
We didn't need to ask around the league, but we got to confirm this guy's a good player. They've got to find a way to get him more involved, call a few more plays that target him.
Absolutely, because here we are toward the end of the first half, and that's the first target, not just the first catch, first target. Achane gets it from the gun. And good space to operate there as he takes this down inside the 35-yard line. 40 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Tua. And the pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Tua sets up to pass it. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. The pressure really ratcheting up. They get the sack on 1st down, then a near sack. They got to him there just as it was leaving his hand.
Yeah, they might need to change their pass protection scheme a little bit. Maybe bring another guy into the backfield to help protect the quarterback, because that was awfully close.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Throw caught by Achane. Yeah, he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Lock up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
Sanders' kick is good. So that, Charles, a season long right there.
And you know who's really excited about that? The special teams coordinator, because he's the one who has to tell the head coach in pregame, this is where we trust him from. This distance, he can hit it, and he repaid that trust by knocking that one right through.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get in the field goal. He's got a man, complete. Still going. Touchdown, Packers. Christian Watson, 77 yards. And the Packers are an extra point away from moving out in front in the final minute of the half. Now McManus to tack on the extra point. And this puts him on top by a penny. It's 14-13. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback. And we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. A slim deficit here in a one-possession game. Not much time left, obviously. We'll see if they can march this down the field, at least get 3, and take some momentum into the locker room. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Now Tua. Finding room at midfield. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. So the completion good for 7 there. And it'll be second down.
Ready, John?
From the gun, it's Tua. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Nate Hobbs. And the Packers are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line.
Well, it's a cold night, and whether you're a quarterback that wears a glove on his throwing hand or not, that ball is a rock, Brandon. You've got to really drive it through the cold and the wind, or it can take off on you. And that may have been what happened there.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable second down.
Ready up.
Now a 2nd and 2. Now Love. He finds his man, complete. It's Lee. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
19 Tiger, 19, 7 Pirates, 7 Pirates.
Love. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Here's 2nd and 10. To the air again. Love. Throw left side is complete to Reed. Yeah, he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
That's the 3rd time on this drive that these two have connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going. And right now, it's paying off with big chunks of yardage, as shown by that last play.
So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. On the left hash, this from 48 yards. The kick by McManus is good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And they'll have time for one play. There's 2 seconds on the clock. Tua, the final shot before half. They'll let this go deep for Waddle. That is incomplete. So we hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. So it's the Packers set to receive the kick. They've got the lead as well as we are underway in the third quarter. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. Hey, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
Now a 2nd and 10. Love from the gun. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. In motion right, Dobbs. To pass, here's Jordan Love. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Reed. And he's going to have the Packers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the 3rd downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the 3rd quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. Jordan Brooks on the tackle. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Love now. He'll swing that out wide to Jacobs. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. 11 yards and a Green Bay Packer first down.
But they certainly had success throughout this contest getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Looking to throw. Love. Over the middle, complete. It's Reed. They just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and no more. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
They'll bring a tight end in motion right. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. A short throw to Musgrave. Down inside the 10. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. A big play that time on the catch and run. And it'll move the chains. Here's Jacobs. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Well, that kind of hit will certainly fire up your team, both on the field and on the sideline. Tackles for lost yardage, they're always welcome.
Here we go,
One more time with Jacobs. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Josh Jacobs with career touchdown number 60. And the Packers take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Now McManus for the extra point. And that one pushes the lead up to 11. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Well, the opposition laid down the challenge and opening drive touchdown here to start the second half. And, Charles, now you feel like this group needs to get an answer because this all of a sudden is a two-score game.
Yeah, you're right about that. What was a small, manageable spread to overcome? A little bit more daunting now. I think you're exactly right. Pressure is on because you don't want them getting the ball back with a chance to really extend this lead out.
Up the middle, Achane. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. 49 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Waddle, the motion man right. Now they show Jet sweep it instead, a run up the middle here. And he will not only not get the yard he needed, he goes the wrong direction. Here's Ryan Stonehouse now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Here's Hardman to return. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Call it an even 40-yard punt, 7-0 on the return. And it'll be Packer football here, first down and 10. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now defensively, you've almost got to get down to those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them or around them to get into the face of the passer.
Easier said than done, though.
Way easier said than done. But they've got to try something because right now they're just cutting them to shreds.
Thanks for joining us here on a Thursday night in the NFL. Third quarter, 2nd and 10 coming up. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He finds his man complete. It's Jacobs. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way, and really we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
Love from the gun on third down. Short throw, he's got Kraft. And he won't quite make it. He needed 6, he got about 5. 4th down. On now is the Packers punter. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Watch out for Hill on the return. It's a 40-yard punt, 6 yards on the return, and it'll be Dolphin football. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3 and out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Well, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. And the Packers are going to get the football back as time will run out in this third quarter of play. We are headed to the fourth here on Thanksgiving night. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at Lambeau. It's Packer football here as they've got the lead as well to begin the fourth quarter. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
Go! 60 Bobcat, 60 Bobcat.
Running straight ahead is Jacobs. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Good push from the offensive line, and they've done well so far to build this lead. Now they've got to get things to the finish line, and that's a solid pickup there to begin the drive.
Ball on the 27. Here's a 2nd down and 4. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. Another 6-yard carry, same as last play. First down.
And this is exactly what you're looking to do offensively. If you can start stringing some runs together like this, you'll keep churning out first downs, and that's going to put you in a great position to carry this one home.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down.
But you know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Josh Jacobs, his 12th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Packers look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this fourth quarter. Extra point from McManus is good. And the lead is up to 18 now. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Remember, they have won 3 straight, but getting to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in a big fourth quarter hole. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
He'll dump this off to Achane. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
A Miami first down, that one going for a gain of 11. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance, not with him.
Packer pressure, and down he goes. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss.
We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailing by multiple touchdowns and a late sack. Just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with him.
That's Waddle. He's got the catch on the out route. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. The offense on third down tonight, they've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd and 8. Tua going to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 41-yard line. 2 big plays in succession, and the Dolphins on the move. But that last throw, Charles, puts him over 15,000 yards passing now for his career.
And, Brandon, they're not going to stop the game and give him the game ball here, but that's still a pretty impressive number, and he's got plenty of more good football ahead of him. Although I would say the team should give him a game ball after it's all over.
2nd and a couple. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. Being chased out left. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. When in doubt, do it yourself as he keeps it for 3 and a first down.
It hasn't been the cleanest game for him, but there was a sign of improvement as he looks towards the next one. Nice bit of scrambling to move the sticks, and even more importantly, he didn't risk adding another interception to his ledger.
That's complete to Westbrook-Ikhine. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Just need a yard here, 2nd and 1. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. Oh, and Tua going to be intercepted for the 3rd time. And the Packers force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. This spot in the 4th quarter with that deficit, had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it.
And they'll indeed take a knee. And they take a knee. And they will take a knee here. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds remaining. On now is the Packers punter as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And he'll send this one into the cold Lambeau night. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?"
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. And he will bring this down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line. Well, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it. And the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
Oh, now look at this. They're lining up to add 3 more, a little insult to injury here late in the game. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. The kick by McManus is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. What do you do here down like this in this situation? Do you maybe just pick something out of the playbook you haven't called in a while, or you call it a day?
You can do that, or you pick something that's a staple for you and should work better and try and execute that on the way out the door and maybe get back to base and feel a little bit better as you end a ball game that's been a frustrating one for you.
And we'll see if they go back to base. To throw again on second down. Tua. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now.
Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass.
And that is going to officially draw the curtain on this one as the last throw intercepted. Picked off by Nate Hobbs. And the Packers come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. So it's all over. A Green Bay victory.